Here you can see the screen. It's a very simple process. I passed out the how-to guide for you that goes through step-by-step with screenshots. But you're going to find out that it's even simpler than that. I'm going to start out at what we call the hamburger icon in the top right corner of your McCOLLY email account. Up here. The reason why we have McCOLLY email accounts is because not only for branding purposes, but it is the enterprise version which has many more firewalls and more drive space than the free versions of Gmail. There's just like when you go shopping for clothes and there's a clearance rack, there's a reason why it's on the clearance rack, right? There's a reason why it's free. You don't get all the additional encryption and the firewalls that are required in today's email, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the hamburger icon up here. And within your McCOLLY email account, you actually have more options, which you may not realize. So when you click on that, a new window pops up. And as you can see, normally the icon you're familiar with is the mail icon. I'm going to go to the account icon here. And that's going to give me to this screen here where there's the sign in and security option to the left here. Are we together? Yes. And as I scroll down, just as it says on the how-to guide, you're going to see an area that says two-step verification here. By default, this is set to the off setting. I'm going to click on the arrow setting, and it works like a wizard. It takes you through step by step, so you really cannot mess this up. There's a Get Started button. I'm going to click on it. And the first thing it's going to do is ask you to re-enter your password for that @mccolly.com email account so you can continue. And the first thing it's going to ask you is, okay, enter your phone number, because what's going to happen is every 30 days it's going to send you a text message or a text code. So not only do you put in your password, but it's going to prompt you for that text code to verify that you are indeed the owner of that account. Does that make sense? So I already pre-populated that, save some time. You have an option. They can either call you or text message you. I usually just choose text message. It's much easier. I'm going to click the next button. And I just got a text message verification. Unfortunately, my phone's in back. Stephen, can you go get my phone? Sorry. My smart watch doesn't work from 100 feet away. So the code is going to pop up within 30 seconds on your phone, and that's the number you're going to type in. It's going to say G- and 6 digits. When you put that in there. Now I'm talking about @mccolly.com, but the free version of Gmail, Yahoo, they should also have two-step verification as well. So we're encouraging everyone, no matter what type of email account you have, that you do implement the two-step verification.
651910.
One more time?
651910.
Thank you. You're welcome. It worked. So it says turn on two-step verification. This is the final step, turn on. And now it confirms that it was indeed turned on. So you see how that works? It's less than 3 minutes. Any questions on that? Yes, Chrisanne.
Well, one question I have is that a lot of people don't want to get Gmail because they're thinking that they'll be able to see everything that's in their Gmail. Is there any way we can reassure them that's not true?
Absolutely. So in the marketing department, when we set up the Gmail accounts for the new agents or any of the agents, people forget the password. So they call us off and like, hey, what's my password? We honest to God, we don't know what your password is. So there's no way we can get into it. All we can do is reset your password for you. But your accounts are 100% secure. Now I will say there are events when, this is how secure the system is. If you have the Google Enterprise, the @mccolly.com email, if you're outside of the country or you're traveling in another state, as administrator, I get notification that, hey, Sharon is in Canada. you might want to confirm that. So I do pick up the phone, I call, Sharon, are you on vacation or not? Because again, it's just that added layer of protection ensuring that you indeed are the owner of that account. I can't do that obviously for the free accounts that people have on their own, but we have your back and those accounts are secure, 100%. We cannot, there's no way for us to actually go into your accounts. Yes, sir.
When does it challenge you for the 6-digit code? Under what conditions?
Monthly. Every monthly, every 30
Just
days.
randomly every
Or if you go
month,
to a
it
different
comes up.
computer.
Or if you go to a different computer, that's a good point, yes. So let's say you're at home, you use that computer all the time, you set up, you log in, it'll prompt you. Let's say you go to the office and then log into your Gmail account from there, it'll prompt you again, because that's a different device.
Every time. When I rebooted, it asked me.
Yes. Now, there are occasions where people don't save their password, because obviously that's not their device. It will prompt you again. It may prompt you more often than 30 days if you don't save that password. Yes, Rick?
Nathan mentioned that you have to change your password every month. On the two-step verification, I haven't had to change my password. So I'm just verifying, is that something that's required or?
It's not required. It depends on what devices you're doing it from. So it depends if you're saving the password or not. But as a rule, we say every 30 days if you don't save your password. So that's fine. In the back, I'm sorry, I can't see. Diane?
Yeah, I don't know, I think I must do the Google prompt, because I've had two-step on it for a while.
Mhm.
And so now whenever I log into a different terminal at the office, it comes up and when I put in my password to get into my email, my phone goes ding and it just says, is this you really signing in? And I just touch yes, and then it comes up on the screen. So I think that's the prompt thing, but what I really wanted to say is that if you do turn on two-step notification, I go to Jamaica every year, and where I go in Jamaica, my cell signal is horrible, and I can't get the messages. And if I use their desktop computers, it's just really slow, but it's better than it is on my phone. So I don't have time. It'll time out. So I have to turn my two-step verification off when I'm traveling into countries that don't have good internet service. And then when I come back home, I turn it back on.
When you go to Jamaica, no. Any more questions? I was going to show you one more thing before we move on. In case you didn't know, if you go back to the Google, like I was at, I'll repeat that process again, account, under the burger icon, account, and it takes you into sign in security. At any given time, you can actually do a security checkup. And that's here, when you click on Get Started, it'll actually show you, okay, recent security events, and you can click on any of these icons, and it'll tell you, okay, it was signed on from a Mac, or whatever device. So like, this is my Mac at corporate office, so I know indeed that was me. But maybe it was a PC in Hobart, then obviously that wasn't me, then I would say no, it wasn't me. So that's, again, part of the layer of protection that's within that. I'm going to say yes. And I don't actually have, this is a test of McCOLLY.com email account. I don't have it on my phone, but if I did have it on my phone, it would also display my smartphone as well. So it would show my computer as well as my smartphone, and those are approved devices. So if you don't recognize the additional devices, that's where you can actually say, no, it wasn't me, and lock it out. Yes, Brenda.
On Apple laptops,
Yes?
is security, additional security as important?
Yes.
Yes.
And when it's saved, your passwords are saved in the iCloud, is that better, or if you don't have an iCloud?
Oh. You know, iCloud is, yes, secure, but there's no 100%, but that's why we encourage the two-step verification, because regardless if it's an iMac or a PC, it's still a web-based program. So it's always best to do it that way. Okay? Yes, sir.
I'm sure this is a really dumb question, but why are you saying hamburger?
I didn't make that up. Apparently that's, I don't know, Steven can answer that one. They somehow seem to think it looks like a hamburger. Stephen, you want to help me with that one?
I think, I don't know, I think any like hamburger icon, you know, on your phone, you know, the 3 lines, sometimes for a menu, that's a hamburger icon, I think it's just a
Same with the
term.
burger with the bun, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, Garnet. Not a dumb question, I just don't know the answer.
Steve, are the youngest person in the room?
Any other questions? Yes, Jill.
Just for those Mac people, Mac Keeper is probably one of the best security things that you can put on your phone, on your computer. And it also keeps your computer clean as well. But they have additional security for Macs that the Windows machine, it's just for Mac. It's worth the investment. Mac Keeper.
Thank you, Jill.
What's it called?
Mac Keeper?
I think it's like $50 a year. It's not bad. It's not bad. I got it on all the Macs at home.
And Steve, our tech guy suggested reset.
Yes, ESET Nod 32 for PCs, and they do have a Mac version as well. That's another good antivirus software as well. One last thing I wanted to mention. Nathan said, okay, by August 1st, everyone should set up a 2-step verification or you're going to be locked out. I don't want you running and screaming from the room. So let me explain this. So as of today, we haven't enforced 2-step verification. We've kept it optional for all agents. But we, obviously, in light of current events, we do have to lock it down. So what we're going to do is, as of today, I am going to enforce it. So everyone has 30 days to set up that 3-minute process I just showed you. At the end of the 30 days, if you haven't implemented the 2-step verification, you will be locked out of your account. It won't go away. It just means you have to call me because I'll implement it for you. That's all. Your account's still going to be there. I still can't read anything, but I'll have to implement that for you. I'm sorry? Is that a Sunday? Okay. You want me to wait till tomorrow? I'll wait till tomorrow. It's 3 minutes, Roseanne. Just do it. Just do it. Oh, it's giving me a hard time. Okay, anything else? All right, at that, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Ron McCOLLY.